Okay, we are going live. All right, here we go. All right, one of the things that I wanted to do was to show my brain in action, I guess. Oh my God. Okay, all right. So Ram, here's the concept here. The first off here I'll start with is that I wrote a business plan based on Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper, right? So we have here Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin white paper. All right, bum, bum. Okay, I think we're good to go. Should be, I think this is what's being seen here, right? Hopefully. Okay, all right, we are going live. All right, here we go. Oh, that's something. All right, one of the things that I wanted to do was, okay, shut up. All right, okay, all right, here, this is the paper we covered in class once, right? You remember, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so here's my logic. I'm just gonna run you through my logic really quickly. The first one is that I think this paper was written by a genius. And then it was like 9 pages. And the way that I see it when I analyze the outline real quick, it's that it's a title, it's contact information, it's an abstract of like a POC, like a proof of concept, introduction. Oh my God, I was supposed to be doing this. Fuck. Okay, all right. It is I'm not supposed to say bad words too. Oh my God. Okay, all right, here. Okay, so this right here is an introduction of the Bitcoin concept. Then it goes into the transactions. In my brain, it's going to be the how. Right. After that, the timestamp server. So that would be more detail on how, right? Proof of work would be, this is how it will work, right? Network here would be everything on the connections, the ecosystem, all of the movement, right? Incentive here would be the reward, I suppose, right? 7 would be efficiency, reclaiming disk space, right? 8 would be, I guess, like more on verification. And then 9 would be like, more how to on the code, right? And like how to simplify or like more reasons on why it's a good idea, I suppose, right? In another business plan, it would be something like competition analysis, cost analysis, pricing, like position, that kind of stuff, right? Privacy calculations, that would be the IT side and the proof of work, the math, right? On a business plan, I think it would be like projections, financials, those kinds of things, right? So it's that I did write one for a, so I did write one for, so I did write one for this thing right here. And I'm just going to talk because I've been trying to motivate myself to actually write the business plan. But now I'm actually going to just do it like this. And then this way, I think Golf, you, and Crit can all get a decent idea of it. All right. So maybe somebody else will steal it before before I build it. I don't care. Maybe somebody else is working on it. I'm sure somebody else is already working on it. All right, full stop. New line, new line. Okay, all right. I gotta set this up, fix this here real fast. How do I do this? Okay, all right, it's still listening. Okay, all right. Here we go. Okay, the next part is going to be trying to build the outline or just discussing it as a whole. This is going in bold. Is it working now? Sorry, I'm trying to fix this, but all right. Okay. All right. So right now, here is the, I guess, the beginning of the pitch here. The pitch here is that if you try to think of a company where you can go to delete everything that you've put out online, right? It would be kind of hard to think of it, right? So that's the first thing I think of why it would be a good startup. It's the first one. I'll start with you, bro. Is the use case actually, right? So like, let's imagine that a lady falls in love with a boy and a boy falls in love with a lady, and they have a wonderful relationship for 2-3 years, right? And then everything is good, and then something happens, and after 3 years they break up, and it's where the guy becomes some weird stalker or something, and like starts making video and like all kinds of stuff that makes her uncomfortable with all of their old content together. That's really easy to download from the internet, right? Like I learned this from making the Toastmaster stuff, right? Like I pulled literally everything from the internet, with like relatively limited access, and like I just did it and I just tried, and it was like, if I were a bad guy, that would be a terrible thing to have access to, right? And like it's also very difficult to spend time to sit down and delete everything. for a normal person as well. Even you and me though, right? It's that like if I told you, bro, like I need some help deleting every single thing I posted because I want to disappear, right? It would be hard. It would be like a giant project, you know? And then it would be having to use all the OSs of all the other different websites, you know? So, you know, what I'm proposing here is a service, right? Is a service that we start from the ground up, right? With the use case, right? So the first use case here, oh, golf's coming in. Okay, all right. Oh, this is happening. Okay, all right. So this is the first use case here, right? So the first use case, I hope Golf knows that this is going to be live. I have to tell him. All right, Golf, we are live on YouTube right now, okay? Golf, we're live on YouTube right now, okay? Yeah, we're live on YouTube right now, okay?
Oh, man.
Okay.
Okay, all right, cool. Okay, all right, okay, all right. You have been informed. All right. Okay, all right. I gotta make sure this is okay. Okay, all right. All right, so drafting the idea more is that the need, right? The need for a company that does both things. And I think that would be the thing to present here. It would be first where it's a branding company, all right, competes with all the digital marketers out there for sure, right? That would be where we set up Google Business Profile Manager, we set up Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, website, Pentip, all the forums, all the engagement, everywhere where everybody is looking, and then offer managing that for companies. And that would be where from the ground up, right? So like that pain point I have as an analysis for me on my side is going to be where there's like some 27-year-old educated person that starts a business next door to like another restaurant that's been there for 40 years, right? And then the one that just gets started, they know how to set up their whole online process. And like within 20 hours, right, a person could really be up on live on Grab getting orders, you know? And then there's the mom and pop shop right next door where like they don't know how to do that, you know? Even though it's relatively easy, right? They just don't know how to do that. But like it wouldn't take that much time. And they probably have all kinds of pictures and videos over the years that would make their business look amazing, right? So that's one ground start that I've always been dreaming about working on. The other one is that it would be the actual business of looking at companies who don't have our abilities in analytics, setup, speed, right, of setup, right? So that's where, you know, like you guys all work on multiple devices and like a lot of the older gen does not, right? They work from one device, one person, it's a meeting. We're going into the third year of the pandemic right now. I should be doing voice to text on this. Damn it. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So the next part after that is going to be that, why does it keep on going into bold? Okay, hold on. That's bullet. No, that's not bullet. Okay. All right. Okay. So it's that I'm trying to get a contract going right now with another company who's the nursing company, basically. They train and certify nurses to send them to elderly places, hospitals, and young toddlers. And they're kind of working on trying to send them abroad as well. And I'm going to try to help with the English side, all the documents, all the applications, all the immigration stuff, all the visa stuff, all of the essays, and then also to all the social media, because I think, guys, these days, right, like we can handle these things relatively quickly with a team, right? So it's that that would be the main side of building of what we offer. And the thing that would differentiate us from the rest of everybody else doing it, right? Hello, Golf, you're live. Oh my God. Okay, all right. Welcome. All right. The other side that would make us different, right, would be that it is that we offer at first, just trying to optimize deleting stuff, right? And just putting it out there and seeing if anybody needs it. But I think I would brand it in yin and yang, right? And that's the logo that I sent a picture of it to you guys, right? Okay, so that's the initial concept. With branching out on the dark side, right? The deletion side here. The fun idea is that we would go to work, right? And then someone would look at another guy and would be like, oh, that guy's in deletion, right? Right. And then the other guy is like all bright and cheery and like positive. And then he's in the building side, you know, which would be kind of cool. I would want to try to be in both, right? Okay. The next degree of that company there is that we actually start optimizing that process, right? Is that we build code, we build script, we build whatever is available from online applications, different points, skills, apps, whatever technology is available, right? To optimize the process of deleting for clients, right? Because I believe in it. I think that there will be clients out there, really. All right. On either it'll be like marginal deletion, or it'll be like complete deletion, or it'll be like complete and total new setup, right? Where people want that ability to do that at the touch of a button or a service to do it for them. And I think that we would be really good at it, because we would be good at building and deleting, right? And that would be the pitch, right? So it's that we can hire coders and people like Rome, right? Right. And then we're looking for brilliant coders with, I guess, similar perspectives on the internet, and what we're looking at, right? If that makes sense. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm like not even paying attention to the Facebook Live thing or the YouTube Live thing right now, because this is the first time that I'm trying to show this side of my brain. But that's something else. Okay. All right. Cool. So that would be the macro, short-term, micro, or the micro, the midterm, and the macro for the dark side. I would say I'll call it the dark side. All right. And it's that short term where we're just looking for people to help. Right. Then later it's that it's companies to help. And then it's working in encryption, as well as coding optimization, building things that protect data, really, right? And that's why I call it cybersecurity, right? Where that would be the dark side of our company. The yang side would be that we're cybersecurity, you know? So not only do we build, we also secure, right? And like all of these binary approaches, I feel like would be a decent way, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and move on to roles here, and why I've kind of brought the you four guys in together inside of the group, as well as explaining a little bit about myself. You know, like for me, I try to function as if things are already done, and then understand what I need to do to get there. Right. And that's really different. I do it with people as well. Right. So like partnerships, contracts, governments, things like that. It's where you really have to kind of work in a way that you assume that it's true already, in order to have the confidence, the execution, the planning, the way to see all the details. Right. Because if you assume that it's true, that means that it has to be real. And that means that it's a logical puzzle that you have to look at in order to check out every part of it. And both you guys know this because you're coders, right? It's that you start with a capability or a thing that you want to build and make. Like, I want to be able to do this, or I want the program to be able to do this, right? And so it's that you imagine that it's done already, and then you work through the process of making it real, and then optimizing, and hopefully it's efficient like the first time you make it. But like, you know, it depends, right? It depends on the artist ability, I suppose, right? So roles. All right. I am Korean American, right? And I am viewed as American, and I am viewed as Thai from foreigners. I am viewed as Asian, but I'm also viewed as not Thai. All right. Okay. So that would be the role that golf fills, right? Golf would be I'll just give the quick introduction here on my side. Okay. All right. You know, if this company is real, this footage will be very cool. Okay. All right. All right, so here, the next side here is in bold. Okay, that's annoying. I gotta fix that later. Okay, so the roles here is that Golf graduated from one of the first classes in IT of Thailand, right? And so he has been here with the ecosystem from start to finish, right? Currently, he works with Line, and he manages almost everything on the analytics side and planning, integrating social media. Basically, does what I do for my company for his company better, right? And with more stuff and like millions of transactions, right? That would be the quick intro. I think Golf is prepared, organized, timely, professional, and excellent at making documents. Oh my God. Like documents are like, he's good at making documents. Okay, all right. And when I say documents, it's everything that you need to be Rep Roy to pass what I like to call barriers of entry, right? And then what I would add to that is English, right? And I've been writing stuff like that too, right? There's an sample that I'm not supposed to show because it's confidential. All right. Okay, so that's the role that Golf would play. Let's see here. Rome, you know what I'm talking about already, I think. Okay. It's that pretty much where we need very, very smart coders who are hackers. All right. And they really love to automate. Right. and they're looking at the fastest stuff, and they prioritize speed, efficiency, functionality, as well as value. Most importantly, value, right? The biggest one is value. Like, we're on the hunt for coders who don't want to optimize for X company, Y company, make more money in this way in revenue, right? We're looking for people, right? Ladies as well, everything else, bi-curious, I don't care, whatever. We're looking for people who want to code something that will end up having actual value for people, and not to giant institutions that have all of the control really right now. Because again, right, one thing that I have thought about for 5-6 years is that I treat YouTube like my external hard drive for 5 years, because I don't want to spend time to edit. I want to use that time for my family and my life. The other one is going to be, once I put it out there, I know that it's out there forever, right? It's that it is there. I read the YouTube user agreement, right? Like, it is there forever, and it's theirs as well, right? Like, it's pretty much dual ownership of it. And like, they're going to live a lot longer than I am. Okay. All right. So, and so is the data, right? And like, that's the biggest issue that I had, right, jumping in this year for this stuff. And another reason why I'm really shy to show this part of my brain to the internet, you know, and the people out there, but I'm doing it right now because I think I figured out some stuff, and I'm trying, right? And I'm just owning a few things. All right. So we have here full stop, new line, new line. Okay. All right. So is it working? This is, it's still pretty damn good, dude. I gotta say, right? It's improved from years past, right? It's gonna make a lot of this all a lot easier. Oh, this is cool. Okay, right. Okay. Continuing on with the type of coders that we're looking for. The type of coders we're looking for is that it's a millennial with excellent abilities. Crit would be a good example. He's about to get educated, right? Like, he's applying to some of the biggest places. I can't really mention any names right now, but it's that he is the best of the new generation, right? And these guys, I've been working with them a little bit. You guys are awesome, right? Like, you can do things faster than I can on a level that I think I will never achieve ever in my life, right? And it makes me a little sad, but like, that's where I guess I have to talk about my role inside of it. But I want to continue about the coders because it's more important. More important, I think. Full stop. New line. New line. I think that this generation is looking to work at a place that has value, right? Like, I think that with all the stuff that's available online, education, everything that you guys got going, you guys just, you know what it's like to work for somebody else and not really feel good about it, and then like jump around to lots of places before having to do that, and then feeling rewarded at your workplace, in both in terms of money, work, effort, humanization, appreciation. And like, for me, I'm a numbers guy. You know, I really love math and science, and I actually love it maybe more than art, but I don't know. It's hard to say. It's that I can't really I can't really imagine, uh, just spending my life and all of this time and energy, uh, building, right, using my building skill for something that I don't really believe in, you know, or that has value for people, right? And like, and I think that 18-year-olds, 14-year-olds to, I'd hire 14-year-olds too, by the way, nowadays, right? If it were like totally okay, their parents were good, it was managed and balanced, right? Like, I think that they're ready to go. It's that like 14 years old to like 50 years old, let's say, is an age group of people that's like really looking deeply for meaning right now, comparing themselves to lots of other people in lives, and like wondering what to do, and then getting distracted, right? And then getting their time sucked, right? And that's where I like being able to direct it a little bit more. And it seems that it's perceived in a very strange way sometimes, and I don't know what that's about, but I'm trying to figure that one out too. Right. Full stop. New line. New line. Okay. All right. Oh my God, I'm shy. I have to talk about my role in this. All right. So I think my role in this, like, I think in terms of deliverables, right? So like, it's where all of this stuff here would be baseline brainstorming and notes for the actual business plan based on Satoshi Nakamoto's white paper on Bitcoin, right? And trying to organize that logic and learn more from it every time I make a new business plan based on it, right? The other one is that it's 9 pages. It's that I already set up the Google Business Profile Manager, and the name right now is just really centered on keywords, right? I think I'll just go ahead and reiterate the names. Hold on here. Where are the names? Just let me pull that up here real fast. All right. Never show line on YouTube Live. Okay. Reminder, note to self. All right. I have to get these things on like post-it notes all everywhere. Okay. Okay. Keywords of this thing here, I'll just go ahead and put it up here, is going to be digital ecosystems building and deletion. Right. And that's where it started up there. I'm waiting for a postcard, right, to come to my address, and then it will be semi-official on Google, right? I have a company called Infinite Consulting Ltd, and it's already registered in the it's already registered with the Department of Business in Thailand, right? And all I have to do is make an actual partnership agreement after you guys have time to like eat and poop and think about this, right? And like see if you're in, right? And like see what you guys want to do about it. And then talk to me, right? And then after that, it's where we switch out the names, figure out what we do to get capital, and then actually start analyzing something like this. Sorry, voice to text. All right, we go, who seed rounds of a startup. And this is, I would say, one of the better ideas I've had in recent years about that would be worth actually trying to go through the seed rounds, right? And what's unique to it would be a few things actually, and I'm not trying to be overly optimistic, right? The first one is that the way that we learn, okay? The way that we learn and the way that we work, I'll just give you guys as an outside observation, is we assume nothing, and we're an empty pot or an empty vase when we look at learning something. Right? Like, I don't know anything, so I'm just going to learn what it is, and then I'll learn how to make it. You guys apply pretty much that process to everything you've learned in your life, and so do I, right? I think that's also very rare, right? The other one is going to be that it's the age group, right? So I think it would be a combination of, let's see here, 18-year-olds to about like 25-year-olds, and then management that understands internet before and internet after. And then our target market would be, well, I mean, we'd have lots of target markets, but our main target market would be the aging generation, right? That doesn't know how to set up all this stuff, right? Okay, all right. What else makes us unique? I already covered other stuff before, where it's going to be that it is a company that would be building digital ecosystems and deleting them, right? I just can't think of a company, right? I just can't think of one that does it, right? I'm sure it's there, all right? Again, I'm sure if I Google it right now, it's there. There's somebody that's like, I'm going to do this, and there's like some company, maybe they even have like a tiny YouTube channel and they're like probably making stuff about it. I'd want to partner with them, right? And then like maybe get them inside the infrastructure and then see what an international company would look like, right? But baby steps, right? Have to generate revenue first, have to generate funds. I'd rather generate revenue first, right? Instead of doing the common burn stuff that other people do, right? No burn rates, right? It has to be profitable, it has to be brick and mortar style in a digital ecosystem, which I think is also a different approach, right? That would be building it brick by brick, step by step, as opposed to getting a bunch of funding and then spending it all and having this crazy burn rate and then like looking for engagement and users and data and then repackaging it and selling it to somebody else. I don't want to do that, right? I want this company to live on after I die, all right? Okay, so that would be the clear approach, which is also another very big differentiation if you guys didn't know that, okay? All right, golf notes. Okay, all right, good. So let's see here. There are many different types of startup seed rounds, right? So like, as you can see from the Google images, right, there are many here. And lots of people have created all kinds of different infographics for it. I'll just use the first one I saw here. You guys can see that one's really nice and clear, simple. For us, right, I think it would be lean costs, self-funding, bootstrapping. I don't have much experience in bootstrapping, but in Thailand, it's getting your buddies to invest in your company. Okay, all right, and that happens all the time. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Self-funded. Yeah, I would be down to throw some. I think I would start with like 10,000 baht, guys. Right. I would be totally okay to just like take 10,000 baht of my savings and say like, this is part of the initial funding of the company. I think I got like 10,000, 15,000 baht in the account or so. Okay. All right. Self-funding, bootstrapping, friends and family, government grants. That's something I didn't think about. Right. So that would be where we pitch it to the Thai government and like help them with deletion services. Right. And we be really careful and ethical about that and very respectful. Right. Okay. Next one here would be crowd funds, angel funds, seed VCs. Right. So that's why I'm recording today. And that's why this is on YouTube live here. Right. I believe in the idea this much that this original content here could say lots of things actually, right? And then be edited along with everything else, right? In our promo videos, it's where like golf is going to be acting like Steve Jobs. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Okay. All right. And then, Rome is going to be in the back with like dark sunglasses and like wearing all black, and he's just going to, he's going to have like a white middle finger on his black t-shirt, no, I'm just kidding. Okay. All right. I digress. So that would be where we are actively building content, a social marketing campaign in our digital ecosystem manually, right, guys? Right? Manually between us and whoever is the original partners, right? On this crowdfunding run, right? And that would be everything that we know about digital ecosystems and then try to do it organically by ourselves without too much cash and pushing it hard organically again, right? Based on all of our skill sets together, okay? All right. Spoken form, visual form, code form, storyboard form, infographic form, right? Like all the different formats. And then hopefully including movement in all of them, right? Bright colors. Okay. All right. Okay. So here, VC rounds, bank funds, IPO investors, all of that stuff would be where the documentation there is going to be very important, right? Where you have the documentation of what we built, what we have spent, what the projections are, what the financials are, what we're making, how much is in the account, everything, right? And that's something that I would love to write and create as well, right? All of these documents I have seen before and I've read them and dreamt about it. And I think that it's a good stage to start writing them, right? Because I think it's totally doable. Right. And so that's where IPO would be a target for me for sure. Right. That would be that it has to be 1 billion baht in registered capital. And it's my understanding that it's like maybe 10% of that has to be in the bank or in assets or something like that. Right. So 10% is 100 million baht, which is $3.3 million. Right. My logic is probably terribly wrong because right now what I'm thinking is that we also have to calculate financials and assets, and then something has to be close to a billion as well. Right. So more work inside of that gap right there for sure. Right. But that's okay. I like work. Right. I think it's fun. This infographic I've seen before. I like this one better. Right. Because our target market, our target investor would be an angel investor, right? Now, by definition, what is an angel investor? An angel investor is a person who has achieved a success at some point in a monetary fashion in their life already, in some shape or form. It doesn't matter how, right? They're generally pretty philanthropic people, and they're nice and smart and intelligent, and they're usually rare, right? They're usually hard to find actually, but I like these kinds of people a lot. This is also one of my dreams where as I get old, this would be my dream job, right? I do it like 10 hours a week, maybe 15, maybe, right? Okay. So it's that angel investors are on the hunt for good people with a great idea and some data, right? And that's what angel investors are looking for, right? And they can help in a few different ways, right? Sometimes it's just capital. Other times it is guidance, it's mentorship, it's networking. Others, it's that their people help us, right? Where they have like 1,500 employees, and then he or she can assign something, and then boom, 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 something happens, and all of these barriers of entry just fall and break away, right? So I guess this is one of the reasons that like I've been active on the Toastmaster stuff, guys, jumping in December, I've studied and learned and loved all this stuff all my life. I've never really had the chance to teach it in classes. So that this is why this is actually kind of fun here. So it's that, yeah, you start from the end, work backwards, and then you know how to build something, right? If you're really looking at it like that, you know? The other side of it would be on that hunt for an angel investor that believes in the idea and believes in the people, right? And then being able to present it well, right? And I think that's the thing that I'm working on for Bubble Language School right now, as well as Toastmasters and all of that. And before, it's that, yeah, back in December, what I was thinking about was like a life goal and then syncing it up with all these influential people in Toastmasters that have been here for a long time. And I gave this analysis to somebody else before earlier today. It's that in Thailand, you guys are relatively quiet here, right? Like quiet spoken, you know? The person I talked to before, she told me that her dad said, you can speak up without disrespecting me, right? And like every Thai person I've said that to is like, that's pretty cool, you know? And what that tells me is that a public speaker in Thailand in English over the last 50 years is probably pretty rare, right? It's probably pretty hard to find, right? And so that was an initial hypothesis I had going into this. V, as you know, just quickly mentioning some of the stuff that you talked about before and trying to be a little gray, it's that when it comes to learning and development and like pushing forward, there's those barriers of entry, right? So that's why I said what I said before, right? The other thing that's going to be important inside of there is looking at what it takes to talk to those people, right? And get in with them and like have them let you into the circle. And I know that it's not good to talk about this here like this, but I've read books like the 48 Laws of Power, and I tell everybody that I hate it, you know, and then because I know what it means, right? And like it's that where I think that there is a real need for this, and that there's analysis and insight that comes into metrics and analysis based on stuff that's relatively free and available. You know, we can gain insights from that to aid us in our goals on like what to create, how to brand it, and how to present it all as well, right? And then it's that you would be the CTO, the first one of your kind, right? Hold on, I'm trying to open this folder. Okay, all right. This is the mock-up logo, guys. Right, this is our mock-up logo here. Right. Oh, it fits right here. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. All right. So this is our mock-up logo. There was a nicer one that was shorter dragons that I was thinking about. V, you can probably draw something better, actually. Right. But yeah. So building is something that's interesting. The thing that I love the most about all of this, right, is that it's a clear road forward, even though I know it's difficult and hard, right? Um, the other one is that everybody makes choices in this world, and they go after something. And when I have been making video over the last 3 days, the dad vlog 1, 2, and 3, and then I tried to make the third video at 3 minutes and 3 seconds for 3 objectives, 3 birds to kill in one shot, right? I was loving it, and I felt like it was meditation and exercise at the same time. And I've talked about it with some of my friends and students before earlier this week, where they're artists, you know, they're artists. They create art, right? And I was asking them, and I was confirming something. You know, I was like, you know, it's that human flow that you get when there aren't too many distractions. You're pretty focused, and you're just letting your hands fly, and you're doing something, you know, and like your brain is just firing, right? And you're just doing it, and like you're what I've noticed in my life is that my heart rate drops, you know, and it's almost meditation level, right? Like 65, 70 beats per minute, right? At times, but like it depends on how much tea I have or how much I'm talking, because I'm at 100 right now, you know. But the other one is that I love using this energy, this feeling for the things that I'm passionate about, because it feels perfectly synced inside of me, right? Like it's that like I don't have this feeling of like, oh, I shouldn't be making this, or oh, I shouldn't be doing this, or like, because like I've always used that moral compass inside of me, right? Where like if something makes me feel dirty, I don't do it, right? Like it's just like, oh man, and then you start thinking about sacrifices and like what you have to do. Because I don't know, for me, I don't sacrifice much for myself. Don't I think I would give up a lot of what I have for somebody else that's working on my team or like with me. And I don't want to give examples of that here. Yeah. But that's how it would work, right? And like if you guys have seen some of the videos I made, this is the way that I approach all the projects, like same thing with the owners of the property of the thing. Building across the street from my house, right? Where they just were like, hi, hey, who are you? And I'm like, here's my presentation, right? To even this concept, this concept here. But like, I've been dreaming this stuff up, and I've been like honestly thinking about this kind of idea, this startup, for a long time. It's not like I just have this random idea and I'm sharing it with you guys right now. Bro?
No, sorry.
Okay, I noticed. Yeah. If you want to jump in anytime, dude, for sure. I'm just trying to protect your privacy, bro. Right? Yeah. So like, yeah, dude, that's the pitch really, and I'm a little bit sleepy and tired now from that. I want to drink my tea here, right? And I think that was good. I don't want to do live like everybody else. I saw this other Farang guy today, right? He looked like he was from the Midwest. I'm not sure about his values, but he was in the video live and he was like demanding people like the video, right? He was like demanding people. He was like the video now. I want to get to 300. I want to get to 300. Well, he said it like this. I want to get to 300 right now. I want to get to 300 right now. Come on, guys. And he's like spamming links into the chat, and I was like, this is intense. And then the thing that I noticed that was really trippy was he kept on doing this, right? Kept on doing this, right? To like attract the people's movement and their eye, right? And I was like, that's very smart. I don't like the way it's used. Still very smart, but I still don't like the way it's used. Like, and I just kept on going back between the two there, right? Where I was like, there's got to be a better way to do that, there's a better way to do everything, right? Better way to do everything. And I guess the last thing I'll say in closing, because I gotta take a break and then go into class with one of my students here. But it's imagine the use case, right? Imagine the use case. It's the lady who broke up with her boyfriend. Boyfriend went nuts and became a stalker. Won't leave her alone with all of the digital stuff out there because he can't see her. She doesn't want to see him, right? And then she has emotional pain from it. Harassment that occurs every day in this world, in a country where rape is one of the highest here. It's a valuable thing. It would be a valuable service to provide to those kinds of people on both ends, pro bono and for a cost, right? Just like a lawyer, right? Just like a lawyer, where I think that a good law firm has worked professionally, right? And then they do a percentage of their same level of expertise for nothing, right? For somebody else, because that's fair, I think, in my opinion, right? I think that's fair, right? And even though the world isn't fair, right? And there's all kinds of stuff happening all the time. I hope those people in Ukraine are all right, but yeah, you kind of just gotta go for it sometime, right? Yeah, I think it's there. Yeah, I think it's there. Okay. All right, cool. All right, I'm out. Peace. Okay. All right, talk to you guys later. Oh my God, I can't believe that happened. I'm gonna look at all the analytics